Hello everyone, you're with me Niriti Negi, and today I'm going to take you back to the ancient Greece. Yes, we studied about the ancient Greek architecture in our last lecture. Well, I introduced to you the domestic architecture, the architecture of the great amphitheaters. We did study about the orders, the Greek orders, the Doric order, the Ionic order and the Corinthian order. But today we focus on the ancient Greek furniture. Ancient Greek furniture, well, there are no forms which are surviving of date from that civilization, because most of the furniture was generally made of wood, and wood, as you know, does not survive very long. So if at all any furniture forms are surviving, they were made of stone, that is marble. So that is the knowledge that we know. Whatever we know about the ancient Greek furniture is from the paintings, the sculpture work, the relief work which was present in the ancient temples. From there we come to know about the furniture forms that the people in ancient Greece were using. Most of the furniture that we find is adapted from the Egyptian style. So the ancient Greeks actually copied the style from the Egypt, and then they took off on their own. So the adaptation soon got transformed into a different form. So that is where we see the creativity of the Greek people. So the initial starting of the furniture making was as the Egyptians did it, but then they introduced their own style, they introduced their own creativity, and they produced, or they made furniture forms which was exclusively Greek looking. Unlike the Egyptian furniture forms, which if you remember, most of the Egyptian furniture was basically for status. It was highly ornamental, it was decorated, it was not really very comfortable. So that is the difference that we find now in the Greek furniture, which emphasizes on the comfort level of the furniture form. So the person who is using it feels good when he uses that furniture form. So we can call that the Greek furniture is much softer, it's rounder, it has more curves, and it is as per the requirement of human body. So that is what we find here. But just like the Egyptian furniture forms, here also the legs, the detailing is much like the Egyptian furniture. The legs, if you look at, they are again carved to look like animal legs. Even the detailing of the paws or the toes, all that is given in the ancient Greek furniture also. But by and large their furniture was simple, it was tasteful and very elegant. So we can sum it up in two words, like it was a furniture which was made for use and comfort, and not just for ornamentation like the Egyptian furniture. So here is a furniture which is practical, here is a furniture which looks into the aspects of comfort, and that is Greek furniture. The joinery again being used was mortise and tenon, like they used it in the ancient Egyptian furniture. The Greeks also utilized mortise and tenon joinery. That was majorly used by the Greeks in making their furniture pieces. The ornamentation was like painting or inlay work of highly precious ivory or gemstones or even gold. So that was the kind of ornamentation that the ancient Greeks did. The motifs that they used were either star shaped, or they were rosette or palmette. So those were either painted or carved out in the furniture pieces. The furniture forms which they used were again of various types, but the 5 major furniture forms that the ancient Greeks used were the stools, the chairs, the couches, the tables, the bed and the chests. So these were the 5 major furniture forms that the people in ancient Greece used. There were specialized craftsmen who were making their furniture forms, and this can be seen in many paintings that we see on the vases, where we see, you know, a scene of a workshop where an artisan is doing, he's making or sculpting out the furniture form. So from there we come to know that it was, the furniture making was a highly respected craft, art, and people did spend a lot of time in making each piece of furniture. Coming to the furniture forms, like I said, the most basic furniture form still remains the stool, as in case of the Egyptian furniture. So stool are of various forms. The most basic looking stool was one with a flat top and 4 legs. It was called the bathron. So that is a furniture piece which was used a lot in the ancient Greek households. The other type was the X stool or the Diphros or Claudius. This was again inspired by the Egyptian furniture. If you remember the X stool that the Egyptians used, these were also adapted by the Greeks, and they were called the X stools. The stool would fold away and you could carry it to wherever you wanted to. So that's why it was light weighted. The wood which was used was light in weight, and the top was either webbing or it would be leather strap work, which would fold when you fold this stool. The third type of stool which the Greeks used was the thronos or the throne stools. Now, as the word suggests, thronos, so obviously these were the stools which were being used by the wealthy, the people who were, you know, on the high society. So they were using it. The kind of ornamentation was with precious stones or with gold. So these were highly ornamental stools called the thronos. And the fourth type was the thines or the footstool. Now, most of the ancient furniture in Greece, if you see, whether they are the chairs or the couches or the beds, they were slightly high. So they needed a stool to access these couches or these throne chairs. So then that's where the footstool comes in handy. So these were the 4 types of stools which are being used in ancient Greece. Apart from stool, the other kind of sitting was the chairs. So there were throne chairs which were massive. There were throne chairs made of even marble or other stones, and they were placed permanently in places like the amphitheater. But besides that, one of the inventions of ancient Greeks was the klysmos chair in about 5th century BC. The klysmos chair, if you have a look at this furniture chair, it is curved, it is made with the smooth flowing shape, which actually tell you that the Greeks had considered the comfort of a person while designing this chair. This chair, once you have a look at it, you will see has been inspiring furniture designers right from ancient times. So you look at this chair, it has these curved legs. The back or the style is again curved as per the contour of the back of a person, and it goes all the way up to the shoulders. So when somebody sat on this chair, he was at comfort. Now, comparing this chair to the chair made by the Egyptians, this chair was definitely looking into the comfort part. Whereas if we remember the chairs that the Greeks used, they were very, very uncomfortable. They were huge, very, very highly ornamental, but somewhere the Greeks compromised on the comfort. Other than the stools, the ancient Greeks used chairs for seating. Chairs were of various types. There were chairs made from stones, as the Greeks used these chairs permanently in stadiums. There were benches which were used. They were also made of wood or of stone, marble. But one of the finest invention in this was the klysmos chair, which the Greeks gave to the world. Even today, the klysmos chair is being adapted and is being used by designers. If you look at this chair, you see that this is a chair which has a smooth flowing look to it. The back of the chair is curved. It is the styles which are the top part of the chair are curved, and they go as per the contour of the body and they support the shoulders. So when a person is sitting on the Clismos chair, he is actually very comfortable, and the height of the seat is maintained at again 17 to 18 inches, which is a regular height of any other chair. So here we see that the ancient Greeks had actually thought about the comfort or the ergonomics that we talk about while designing this chair. So the Clismos chair is one chair which is very smooth. It is made of wood. There is not much decoration or ornamentation which is done in this chair. So it is the clean lines, the curves which is highlighted, and it makes this chair very comfortable. Other than the chairs, there were couches or the clines which the Greeks used. If you look at any of the paintings or any of the relief work, it is there that we come to know about these couches. Now couches were a combination of bed and a sofa. So these were used for reclining, for dining, and even for sleeping. So the people in ancient Greece did not sit on a chair and a table to eat. They would recline on a cline or a couch, and that's how they ate. The height of these couches was quite high, generally for the reason so that the person who's sitting on the couch could access the table and any other thing which was kept on the table while he was reclining on this couch. So we see many paintings with the couch, and next to the couch we would see this footstool which was used to access the couch. Now by looking at the picture of the stool and the couch, we come to know that couches were much higher than a regular bed that we have today. Most of these couches had headboards on one side, but the footboard on the other end was missing. So there was a headboard on one side. It would be gently curved so that the person could recline, and if he wanted he could also sleep, but the footboard was missing. Other than the couches, the tables or the trapezas were again a very popular item which was used in ancient Greece. There were tables of various types. There were tables with 3 legs, there were tables with 4 legs, and there were tables with just a monopodium as a support. They were made in several materials. There were wooden tables, there were tables which were made of stone. Again, the ornamentation was there. The legs of these tables were carved to look like legs of animals or the hind legs of animals. So the most popular, of course, was the 3-legged table, because in ancient Greece they thought that 3-legged table was the most balanced kind of table. So 3-legged table was a popular table. Other than that, the monopodium, where there is one single pedestal support for the top of the table, which was being used. The other important furniture item in ancient Greece was the chest or the kibitoi. Like in ancient Egypt, the people in ancient Egypt would store their valuables, they would store their clothes, their whatever was valuable to them in the chest. Similarly, in Greece, people use the chest or the kibitoi to store their valuables. In ancient Greece, it was like it came with the wife's dowry. So the kibitoi or the chest came with the wife dowry. There are several pictures that we see on the plates or on the vases where this lady is accessing this kibitoi or chest and she is putting her valuables. So chest was an important furniture piece which was in most of the households. Again, the chest was highly ornamental. Since it came as a dowry, it was carved. There was inlay work of ivory or precious stones, or there would be relief work, sculpture work on this piece of furniture. And then finally the bed, which the ancient Greeks used. Beds were again with 4 posters which would have drapes, so they could put the drapes in summers to keep off the mosquitoes or other insects away, and yet let the place be ventilated. And in the winter time they would use things like silk or heavy cotton, which they would drape this 4-poster bed, so that the bed and the inside would remain warm in a big room. So this is how these are the furniture forms which were used in ancient Greece. So looking at all this, what we notice is the ornamentation that was done. First, it was the carving which was done. So carving would be high relief or it could be low relief. There was steam treatment which the ancient Greeks did. So they would bend a wooden piece by first treating it to the steam and then bending it. So steam treatment was very much there. Then there was use of turned legs or arms. So turned legs and arms are done in the lathe machine. So that is also seen because many paintings show us that there are tables which have got legs which have been turned in the lathe machine. So turning in lathe machine was also popular. So there were two types of legs which were being used. One is carving it out like an animal form, animal leg, or the other would be to turn it in a lathe machine. So this is the practical furniture of the Greeks which they came about with. So apart from the furniture forms, there were additional furnishings that the people were using in ancient Greece. The additional furnishings would be like the candle stands, the candelabras which they were used. There were high candle stands which were used even to put on the wall, mount on the wall, or to simply keep on the floor. The vases, the pitchers, all these were used in ancient Greece. So these were additional furnishings apart from the fabric, the curtains which these people used in ancient Greece. So now that you know about the ancient Greek architecture and you also have sound knowledge about the kind of furniture which was being used in ancient Greece, what comes to our mind as a designer now should be clear. So if you have to do any interior in the Greek theme, what is it that you're going to do? That is very important. First important thing that should be there, that use a lot of white, use a lot of pale colors, or use a lot of neutral colors or neutral backgrounds if you want to do Greek styling. So if in a Greek interior, what is it that you can use? You could adapt the three columns that we talked about, the Doric order, the Ionic or the Corinthian order. Now they can be used as a base for your center tables, or they could be simply used as pilasters against the walls where you can decorate your art pieces. So they could be used there. You could use the pediment which we saw on top of the temples. So that pediment along with the pillars can be used on the wall, or you could design your furniture forms which look like the furniture in ancient Greece. Like for example, the Klismos chair which they used a lot. So you needn't use the Klismos chair with the webbing, you could use an upholstered Klismos chair which is very elegant to look at. So you could introduce Klismos chairs, you can have a couch in one of the corners. So you could pick up the furniture forms from ancient Greece, or you could even use the kibotoi or the chest as a center table. Instead of using a glass top table or a regular wooden table, you could use the kibotoi as a base. So here again the ancient furniture can be used. Then of course the volutes that you saw in the Ionic order can be used for decoration, for doing up the POP, the plaster of Paris work that you are doing in your interior. It could be adapted there. The various motifs that the people use in ancient Greece, like the palmate and the rosette and the star shape, can be used. The typical geometrical spiral that the ancient Greece that we see in band form can also be used on the wallpaper, or it could be used right next to the ceiling. So those are the elements which you can pick up from this civilization and use. But again, to highlight this look, you have to keep neutral pale backgrounds. Even for curtains, you can go for light colored white sheer curtains, which again give you a nice feeling. You can use a lot of stone sculpture work. You can use vases which have typical painting as it was done in ancient Greece. So huge vases, candelabras to hold candles, all these can be put together and you can come out with a beautiful interiors which look so Greek. You can have a look at some of the pictures which follow now and get ideas how to do up interiors in the Greek style. Thank you.